Hi! So this is going to be our continuation from the last video. So this is still a continuation to elements and principles in art, but naputol tayo nung nakaraan dun sa spatial illusions and how can we achieve this in when we create visual artworks. Okay, so again, we have different ways on how to achieve spatial illusion. So we have variation in size, we have position, we have overlapping planes, we have sharp and diminishing detail, perspective, and color. So we are now going to discuss these. So the first one is we have size. So size pertains to of course, the largeness or the smallness of a certain object or a certain thing inside an artwork. So size indicate the nearness of an object or a subject in an artwork. So the more na mas malapit siya sa perspective, the more na mas malaki siya, nag-a-appear siya na malaki. Okay, so smaller scale suggests spatial distance. So makikita natin, paano natin magagawa na magkaroon tayo ng spatial illusion na pagmumukain natin na meron talaga nag-exist na space sa loob ng artwork. Siyempre, ang gagawin natin, we are going to put some things closer to your perspective and then some things na smaller than your perspective to create an illusion of space in the middle. Okay, so example niyan ay eto. So we all know that both horses are probably at the same height or the same size, okay? But because of an illusion of space or variation of size, nagkakaroon tayo ng spatial illusion. Alam natin automatically na malayo lang to, kaya siya maliit. Hindi literal na ganyan siya kaliit in real life, tapos ganito kalaki yung kabayo, okay? So it only shows how they are um, far from each other or how much they are far from each other, or this shows the distance between them, and that distance being created adds to the spatial illusion inside of the artwork. So yan yung makikita natin. So ibig sabihin, when we have a variation in size inside a visual art, like in photography, in cinema, or in film, or in a drawing, a painting, kapag may variation tayo ng size, it creates an illusion of space, especially if done in the right manner or in the correct manner. So ito, isa pang example natin, 'di ba? Hindi naman literal na ibig sabihin yung babae ay higante at ganito siya kalaki at ganito kaliliit yung mga tao. It only shows that she is nearer to the camera or she is nearer to the perspective of the viewer than these people. Again, creating illusion of space. Okay? So that's how you manipulate size in order to create space in an artwork. Okay? So again, the larger an object is in an artwork, the larger it appears, the nearer it is from the perspective of the people looking at it, or nearer to the camera compared to the small objects because those entail na sila ay malayo. Okay? So, ganun tayo magmamanipulate ng size. Pag malapit, malaki. Pagka maliit, malayo. Next, we have position. So, position is really important for us to create an illusion of space. So, horizontal lines are automatic reference for eye level. So, bottom of the picture planes indicates nearness to the vision. So, any degree of rise from the horizontal line indicates subsequent preceding spatial position. So, paano natin siya i-explain? So, halimbawa ito, starting from the eye level, okay? Starting from the eye level, ito yun, yung gitna. So, pag mas mababa, papunta dito, ibig sabihin, mas malapit sa atin. Okay? Gaya din ito. So, from the eye level, pababa, ibig sabihin, itong pababa na to ay malapit sa atin. However, yung pataas naman, from the eye level, ito ay palayo sa atin. Ayan, palayo din. Okay? So, ganun po yun. Kapagka, yung kanina kasi, yung size, yun nga, sa objects, malayo, pagka maliit, pag malaki, malapit. Pag dito, it also applies. Katulad nito, yung mga flowers dito sa parte na to, maliliit na sila. However, itong mga parte na to, mga flowers dito, malalaki pa sila. Itong mga halaman dito, malalaki pa sila. Pero yung mga halaman dito, maliliit. Yun yung size. Pero pag sinabi nating position, again, starting from the eye level, which is at the center. Starting from the eye level, pababa, ito yung malapit sa atin. So, it should be, when we are drawing or we are painting, yung mga bagay dito sa baba, ito yung mga malalaki. Okay? Now, yung kapag beyond the bottom or beyond the eye level or the center, ito yung mga malayo na sa atin. So, objects here at this point, unless they are really big, like this mountain, pero kung halimbawa, puno sila, dapat significantly smaller sila kaysa sa mga puno na malapit sa atin. Okay? So again, position pertaining to the center, which is eye level. Anything below or anything at the bottom of the eye level automatically shows that they are nearer to us, and anything that is above the eye level shows that this is, of course, farther. Okay? Next, we have overlapping planes. So, madali lang to. So, if one object covers part of the visible surface, regardless of the size, the first object is assumed to be nearer. So, it just means that we have overlapping planes, 'di ba? Halimbawa, maraming tao. So, maraming tao, natakpan kayo, ibig sabihin, yung mga taong nasa harapan nyo, mas malapit sila sa camera or sa perspective ng viewer kaysa sa kayo. Kasi na-overlap kayo eh. So, natakpan kayo. Mamaya may example tayo dyan. So, this method is a strong indicator of space compared to other indicators. So, because of the overlapping planes, it creates an illusion of space which is stronger than other indicators. So, let's have an example. Okay, so makikita natin to. Overlapping yung mga planes dyan. So, sorry kung hindi masyadong makita kasi nandito yung mukha ko. Nandito sa screen yung mukha ko. Okay, so hindi makita yung nasa likod, pero makikita natin na may mga overlapping ng planes dito. So, another example, ito. So, I got this from Parasite. So, paano nag-a-apply yung overlapping planes dito? Sino yung mas malapit? Siyempre, yung mga bida, okay? Sila yung mas malapit. Tapos, yung mga nasa likod, yung mga extra, sila ay, na-overlap sila. Ibig sabihin, parang sa class picture lang yan, di ba? Pag nagka-class picture tayo, hindi naman pwede na 40 kayo sa room, 40 kayo na isang linya kayo, pantay-pantay kayo. Bawal, kasi maliban na lang kung panorama yung magiging, magiging class picture ninyo. Pero kung yung class picture ninyo ay maliit lang, yung ganito, hindi pwede yung ganon na isang linya kayo. So, i-arrange kayo ngayon. I-overlap kayo. So, you have overlapping planes doon sa example ng class picture ninyo at sa picture na rin na ito. So, makikita natin yung overlapping planes doon, ilalagay yung mga taong nasa harapan, tapos merong nasa middle row, tapos merong nasa back row. Okay? So, naturally, those people who are in the front row are nearer to the camera or nearer to the perspective of the viewer. Okay? Kasi sila yung nasa unahan. Tapos yung mga na-overlap sa likod, sila yung mas malayo ng bahagya dun sa perspective ng tumitingin or dun sa camera. Katulad din ito, nagkakaroon tayo ng overlapping planes. So, siya, natatakpan niya tong babae na to, natatakpan niya rin yung chef. Okay? So, itong babae na to, natatakpan din niya tong lalaki. So, itong lalaki na to, natatakpan niya to. So, ibig sabihin, nagkakaroon sila ng overlapping. And because of that overlapping, we know that there is an existing distance between these people. So, that distance inside the visual art can entail or can represent spatial illusion. Okay? So, yun yung tinatawag natin na overlapping planes. Next is sharp and diminishing detail. So, very easy. When we say sharp and diminishing detail, this is focus. Di ba pag nagpipicture kayo, minsan, halimbawa, nagpapapicture kayo, sa inyo yung focus, kayo yung malinaw, tapos naka-blur yung mga tao sa likod ninyo kasi nga hindi naman sila yung focus ng picture. So we call that as sharp and diminishing detail. The focus is the sharp detail. The diminishing detail is the background. So halimbawa dito sa picture na to, ang focus natin ay yung flower. So we are going to use sharpness. So, lilinawan natin siya ngayon. Tapos, yung background naman ay nagdi-diminish, kaya siya naka-blur. Okay, so it's like focus and blur. Okay, so you have sharp and diminishing detail. Another, ito. Yung mukha niya, since siya yung subject natin, siya yung focus natin, excuse me, siya yung malinaw. Siya yung malinaw yung features ng mukha, siya yung nakadrawing yung mukha ng maayos, whereas yung mga nasa likod niya, since mga background lang naman sila, okay, sila ay hindi malinaw yung pagkakadrawing sa kanila, naka-blur din sila because they are the diminishing detail. Okay, so katulad nito, photography din. So we are focusing on the dandelion. So makikita natin, sharp, very sharp detail. So because it is focused. And everything else is blurred. So they are the diminishing detail. This is the focus or the sharp detail. So next, we have John Wick. Okay, Keanu Reeves. So si Keanu Reeves yung mahalaga lang naman si Keanu Reeves dyan. So siya yung bida, siya yung focus naturally. He is our subject. So we are going to focus on him. Through what? Through sharpening the detail. So we are going to adjust the sharpness of his detail so that he would be the focus. Now the background, since they are irrelevant, they are going to be the diminishing detail. So we are going to blur them out. Okay? So yun yung example natin ng sharp and diminishing detail. So as easy as that. So next is we have perspective. So we have two kinds of perspective. We have linear perspective and aerial perspective. So linear perspective is of course linear, diretso lang siya. So most of the time this is being used in just one kind of perspectives like yun nga railroads, corridors, roads, bridges, okay? Na lahat ng iisang pupuntahan diretso lang. So that is linear perspective. But when we say aerial perspective, it shows everything, okay? Wala kayong iisang direction ng perspective kung saan kayo titingin. Pag sinabi nating aerial perspective, lahat ng mga objects, ng mga bagay ay nakikita ninyo. And most of the time, this is being taken from above. Kaya nga siya aerial. Okay? So, halimbawa, kayo ay nasa PLV, may sun, paano nyo ipapakita yung linear perspective? Siyempre, magpipicture kayo dun sa corridor. So, pipicturean nyo yung corridor ngayon kasi isang diretso lang siya. O kaya, yung mula dun sa kalsada, bago kayo pumasok ng PLV, di ba parang may driveway doon? So, pipicturean nyo yun, papakita nyo yung driveway. Okay? So, yun ang isa example natin ng linear perspective. Now, how about aerial perspective? Kapag ka magtitake kayo ng picture sa PLV. So, pupunta kayo dun sa library, tapos dun kayo sa may malaking salamin, tapos pipicturean nyo yung baba ng PLV. That is an example of aerial perspective. Kasi nakikita nyo yung buong grounds. Okay? So, lahat doon ay nakikita nyo. Hindi lang isang perspective na isang diretsyo yung tinitignan ninyo. So, yun yung isang example natin ng aerial perspective. So, again, example niya na yung mga terminals, ayan, mga railroads, linear perspective. Pag aerial perspective naman, wala kayong iisang tinitignan. You could look at everything else. So, pwede kayong tumingin sa bundok na to, pwede dito naman sa kabila na yan. Kasi, again, you don't have only one perspective to look at. Okay? So, you could look at everything. And it's taken from above. So, this is an aerial perspective. This one is linear perspective. Okay? So, next is we have colors. Okay? So, ito naman yung last way on how we are going to show the illusion of space inside a visual art or visual artwork. So, we have warm colors. So, warm colors, madali lang to, associated to the color of fire. Okay? So, red, orange, yellow. So, those are your warm colors. Now, what about cool colors? This one is associated with the color of water or color of ice. So, ito naman yung malamig sa mata tignan. Like, blue, violet, green. So, mint green. So, examples of cool colors. Okay? So, we have yan. Itong kabila, this side is cool colors. Whereas this side is warm colors. Okay? So, magkaiba sila. Pag warm, ito yung medyo, yun nga, mainit sa mata, associated to the color of fire. So, whereas we have cool colors, ito yung malamig sa mata naman, associated with water or ice. So, ayan, palette for warm color. Ayan, so we have yellow, we have parang brown, parang hot brown or sienna. We have orange, we have maroon, and then we have brown, and we have black. So, next is cool colors naman, family of cool colors. So, makikita natin, very different. This one is very hot. Pag tinitignan natin, parang spicy pancit canton. Pero pag ito naman tinignan natin, para siyang modest. Para siyang para siyang, kumbaga, cool air or sobrang niya, sobrang calming niya tignan. Okay, so ayan, very cool sa mata. So, ayan, si Elsa Yan, very cool colors ang kanyang damit, light color ng hair, light complexion, and then we have yung kanyang damit also, very cool color tignan. And then we have also si Shoto Todoroki. Makikita natin siya ay, ayan, isang example ng hot color. Pero si Shoto naman kasi hati. So, half and half. So, pwede siyang cool color, pwede siyang warm color. Okay, so we have, and again, colors, most important element in visual arts. Actually, it's not really required for us to have colors kasi we can do like black and white naman, pero that's still color. Kaya important talaga siya, especially if we are painting. So, we have colors which we pertain to as neutrals kasi hindi sila masyadong nakikipag-away sa kulay, kaya nga sila ay neutral. So, ito ay black, white, and gray. So, um, ayun, since they are not distinguished as any color, these tones are known as neutrals. So, neutrals are being used in most of monochromatic photography, monochromatic visual arts, like painting, drawing, okay? So, katulad nitong mga examples. Pero, most importantly, right now, they are being used as one of the parang pinakauso na parang sila yung pinakauso na kulay na ginagamit natin ngayon sa contemporary architecture. Kasi nga, maganda sila tignan, malinis sila tignan, gaya nito. Okay, so ayan, kadalasan sila yung ginagamit sa mga contemporary houses, especially yung mga bahay ng mga high-end na mga businessmen, and then ng mga nasa west. Okay, sa mga subdivision kadalasan, ayan, katulad yan. Kasi it entails parang minimalistic effect. At yun nga, malinis siya tignan. Kasi nga neutral sila. Hindi sila masyadong nagre-require ng color combination kasi they really do complement each other very much since they are neutrals. Ayan, so very clean. Na para tsaka pag ginagamit natin siya parang napakaluwag ng space natin, napakaaliwalas. Okay, so we have primary colors. Napakadali lang nito. Since we are in preschool, pinag-aaralan na natin yung primary colors. So we have red, blue, and yellow as our primary colors. Now, if we're going to mix our primary colors, we are going to produce secondary colors. So secondary colors are green, violet, and anong kulay? Orange. Okay? So, green, violet, and orange. So, halimbawa, orange is a mix of red and yellow. We have blue. Ito ay ginagamit para magkulay ng mga halaman. Ito ay nanggaling sa blue plus yellow. Tapos yung violet naman ay blue plus red. Okay? So, dito kasi last time, so last sem, yung mga hawak ko na ibang mga first years ng mga estudyante ko, litong-lito sila dun sa secondary colors. Kaya madalas ko tinatanong kung ano yung orange kasi hindi nila alam kung madalas kung saan nanggagaling yung color orange. Okay? So, ayun. Secondary colors. Next is we have intermediate colors. So intermediate colors is being achieved by mixing one primary color and one secondary colors. Example niyan, red violet, blue green, yellow green. Okay, so again, you are just going to add one primary color plus one secondary color. And syempre, ang magiging result nun ay intermediate colors or tertiary colors. So we have different color harmonies. So color harmonies is when we combine different colors to create like a certain theme or a certain feeling. So the first one of the color harmonies is monochromatic. So pag sinabi natin monochromatic, one color is used, nagkakaiba-iba lang siya or nag-iiba lang siya ng shade because we are using values. So kumbaga, isang kulay lang talaga yung gamit niya. Pero nag-iiba-iba lang siya depending on the value being used. So nag-a-apply lang tayo ng more lighter color and more darker color, but iisa lang naman siya ng kulay. So halimbawa natin sa ay monochromatic ay mamaya makikita natin, pero most of the time monochromatic colors are like black and white, okay? So we have analogous colors. So for analogous colors naman, they are using the colors which come from the same family. Say for example, family of red. Ano yung family of red natin? We have red, red orange, orange, yellow, yung mga kasama dun sa family niya. Or in short, yung mga katabi niya sa color wheel, okay? Yung mga kakulay niya, yung may mga common denominator siya ng kulay dun sa color wheel, yung mga katabi niya. So, kung may family of red tayo, parang warm colors na rin yon. Family of blue, cool colors, parang ganon. Okay? So, again, yung mga katabi niya sa color wheel, na meron siyang common denominator or common color existing in those colors. Okay? While complementary colors naman, these are colors which are opposite of each other in the color wheel. Okay? So, when they are placed to each other, so they neutralize each other because they are of the same like brightness. Okay? So, parang ano sila, magkatunggali. Halimbawa ito, analogous colors. Halimbawa, analogous color of orange. So, red, itong lighter version of orange, and then we have yellow. Ayan. So, ito yung analogous color niya. So, analogous color harmony niya. What about violet? So, for violet naman, analogous color harmony niya is yung mga kapwa niya violets, and then yung mga blues. Okay? So, yun yung example natin. Pag sinabi naman natin na complementary, yung katapat. Okay, yung katapat niya. So, ano yung katapat natin ng light ng blue? We have orange. So, we have blue, orange pa din. Medyo orangish or yellow. Katapat ng red, green. So, sila ay complementary. Okay, madalas kapag sinabi natin complementary, ito yung mga bagay na mukhang baduy pag sinuot natin magkasama. Halimbawa, yung red tapos yung green sinuot natin, kakantsawan tayo, sabihin elf tayo ni Santa, parang gano'n. Or kapagka blue tapos orange yung sinuot natin, Son Goku. Kapagka naman violet plus yellow, ube halaya tsaka keso. So parang kumbaga complementary sila. Okay? Bakit na sila naging complementary? Kasi nga hindi sila maglalamangan ng kulay. Unlike red, sasamahan mo yung red ng light blue, definitely yung light blue magla-lie-low siya. Pero pag sinabi mong red tapos green, yon mababalance out nila each other kasi walang maglalamangan kasi magkapantay sila sa tapat ng color wheel. So, ayan, other examples. So, we have primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and then we have secondary colors, orange, violet, and green. So, makikita natin, red, yung complementary color niya ay green. So, orange, complementary color niya, blue. Violet, complementary color niya, yellow. So, makikita natin, ito, pagkabisado niyo yung color wheel, it's very easy to know kung ano yung mga complementary color ng bawat kulay. Okay? So, these are your colors. Ayan. So, analogous, halimbawa, analogous family of red, ito yon. So, analogous family of blue, sila yon. Analogous family of green, hanggang kay yellow, tapos hanggang kay blue-green. And primary, ayan, complementary niya, ay itong mga to. Okay? So, for this one, anong example ng color harmony ang makikita natin dito? This one is, sige, I'm going to give you 5 counts to analyze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so your answer is, this one is color harmony complementary. Okay, so this one is complementary. Okay? So, bakit? Kasi makikita natin purple or violet, tapos may yellow. So, this is complementary. What about this one? Painting by Jessica Ford. So, 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, ano to? Anong color harmony? This one is analogous. Okay? So, analogous po to kasi nga makikita natin we have red, we have orange, we have yellow. Okay? So, this one is from K. Young, 720 on DeviantArt. So, ito, ano namang color harmony to? So, 5 cans ulit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so this one is what color harmony? Analogous or monochromatic? Kasi hindi siya pwedeng complementary eh. So, ano to? Either monochromatic or analogous. So, ano to? What color harmony? This one is monochromatic. Okay, so this one is monochromatic. Ma'am, bakit monochromatic? Because these are all shades of blue. Everything else is blue. It's just that it differs in lightness or darkness. Katulad nito, may halong blue pa rin siya pero may halong white. Ito, blue pa rin siya pero may halong black. Okay? So again, it just differs on value. Pero it still lies on a single color. So wala naman ditong iba't ibang shades ng blue. Wala namang blue-green dito. 'Di ba? Wala naman dito na violet. So ibig sabihin hindi siya analogous kasi hindi siya yung mga katabing kulay. Isang kulay lang siya pero nagva-vary lang siya in terms of value. So this one is an example also of complementary colors. So this one is an example of actually a kind of complementary. So we call this a split complementary color. So how can we achieve split complementary color? We are going to choose one color, and then we're going to find out kung ano yung kanyang complementary. And then now, hanapin natin yung analogous family ng kanyang complementary color. So, halimbawa, we chose this color, blue-green, according to this color wheel. Okay, so we have blue-green. Ano yung complementary niya? Red-orange. And then we are going to use the family of red-orange. Kaya, ito yung kinalabasan. So, split complementary. Ano yung kinuha niyang kulay? Blue-green. Ano yung complementary? Red-orange. And then, family ng red-orange to accomplish this. So, madalas ginagamit to ngayon sa pop art, especially when you are creating like logos, or parang abstract drawings, or mga chibi. Ito yung madalas na ginagamit. So, we have triadic harmony. Pag sinabi naman nating triadic harmony, gumagamit sila ng tatlong kulay which are equally spaced all over the artwork. So, madalas ginagamit ito sa mga patterns, sa mga rhythms, or sa mga abstract art. Okay? So, hindi naman necessarily na kailangan primary colors lagi yung gagamitin. Pwedeng anything or any three colors as long as they are equally spaced in the artwork. Katulad po nito. Okay? So, kumbaga, equal yung space na nakakain nila. So, again, madalas ginagamit nga siya sa mga mandalas, sa mga carpets, sa mga anything na merong rhythm or pattern. Okay? So, next we have the principles of art. So, the first one is balance. The first principle is balance. So, we have to follow the principle of balance. So, in every artwork, we must create balance para hindi tayo yung parang masyadong awkward tignan yung artwork natin. But actually, we have three kinds of balance. So, we have the first one, symmetrical, yung pantay. Asymmetrical, hindi pantay yung balance. And radial, yung paikot yung balance. Ginagamitan kadalasan ng golden ratio. Okay? So, symmetrical balance ay katulad ng mga artworks na ito. It is also called as formal balance. Madalas ginagamit to halimbawa kapag kayo ay magka-class picture, 'di ba? Binabalance kayo sa magkabilang gilid nung photographer para hindi awkward tignan. Pati yung height, binabalance nung photographer para pantay, para hindi yun nga siya pangit tignan. Okay? So, yun yung tinatawag natin symmetrical balance. So, two equal parts of the picture must entail symmetrical balance wherein parehas sila ng nakikita. So, katulad nito, not necessarily na parang pag biniyak mo, iisa ng makikita, basta pantay lang siya. Halimbawa, matangkad yung nandito sa side na to, kailangan matangkad din yung nandito sa kabilang side. Okay? Or halimbawa, gagawa kayo ng PowerPoint presentation, tapos may i-attach kayo na picture, gusto nyo na ginigit na siya para pantay yung margin niya sa gilid. Okay? So, yun yung tatawag natin na symmetrical. Hindi naman ibig sabihin lagi na parang illusion to na baliktaran na parang biniyak. Okay? You just have to put a balance on it like in terms of size. Yun nga. So, yun nga, sa class picture, kapag matangkad yun na dito sa side na to, kailangan matangkad din yung ilalagay ni photographer dito sa side na to create balance. Symmetrical balance. What about asymmetrical balance? So, this is an informal balance, okay? So, you have this perception of weight which is different from each side. So, probably this side is like bigger or heavier tignan, mas maraming items yung nakalagay dito, tapos dito wala masyado. So, creating asymmetrical balance. Pero, yun nga, ito ay ginagawa in order to achieve a certain effect. Katulad nito, itong painting na 'to, 'di ba? So, makikita natin diyan, mas maraming items yung nandito tapos magkaka-size sila tapos biglang may isang malaki dito sa gilid. So, para makita yung parang makalat na effect, okay? So, depende dun sa, objective nung artist yung paggamit niya ng asymmetrical balance. Pero dahil nga informal balance siya, kadalasan na nakikita natin, formal yung nakikita natin which is symmetrical. Pero most of the abstract sculptures, abstract paintings, yung madalas natin nakikita ay asymmetrical. Pero sometimes yun nga, depende sa inyo kung ano yung gagawin ninyong kind of balance. And lastly, we have radial balance, paikot. Okay? So, paikot yung pag-balance niya. So, starting from the edges or starting from the outside tapos papasok sa loob, okay, yun yung tinatawag natin na radial balance. Katulad nito. So, pantay din yung buong surface niya. Okay, so that is balance in terms of radial sense. So, ito nga, ginagamitan natin minsan ng golden ratio, yung paikot na ganyan. Okay? So, you have three kinds of balance. You have, again, symmetrical, pantay, asymmetrical, yung hindi pantay, and radial, yung paikot or pabilog. Okay? Next is we have rhythm. When we say rhythm, this is a feeling of repetition of pattern in visual units. So, pagka meron kayo napapansin na pattern sa isang artwork, ibig sabihin, meron siyang rhythm. Yung rhythm kasi, yung paulit-ulit yung nakikita yung element na yon or paulit-ulit yung nakikita yung item na yon. Kaya siya nagkakaroon ng rhythm. Okay? So, again, the feeling of repetition. Okay, so you have two types of rhythm. You have the first one which is simple rhythm. So, it only has a single motif. Okay? May isang motif siya. Pag nag-start siya ng rectangle sa una, rectangle na siya hanggang sa dulo. Pag nag-start siya ng certain number of rectangles sa taas hanggang dulo, certain number of rectangles lang din siya. Hindi siya nagbabago-bago. Katulad din ito, although ito, nagbabago-bago sila ng color, pero lahat sila ay bilog. Lahat sila ay rings. Okay? So, starting from rings sa baba, rings pa din hanggang sa taas. Simple rhythm. So, you only have one item or you only have one motif that is repeating. What about composite? So, when we say composite rhythm, it consists of two or more motifs. So, it changes, hindi lang iisa. Katulad nito, makikita ninyo yung pattern niya, diamond na pa-vertical, diamond na pa-horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Pagdating dito sa baba, horizontal muna yung nauna. So, salit-salit sila, okay? So, it has two or more motifs. This one also. So, makikita ninyo, diamond siya, tas iba-iba siya ng kulay, pero sometimes you can see triangles, sometimes you could see squares, rectangles. So, iba-iba siya ng motifs. Again, pag composite rhythm, it consists of two or more motifs. Compared to the single rhythm, it only has one motif all throughout the artwork. Okay? Next is we have proportion. So, it deals with the internal measurement of an object or the subject. Kasi pag sinabi nating balance naman, this is the proportion of the items to the artwork. Pero pag sinabi nating proportion, the internal ratio of the subject itself dun sa iba pa niyang parts. Halimbawa, nag-drawing kayo ng tao, ano yung proportion ng kamay niya or ng braso niya? Sometimes kasi dito tayo nagkakamali pag nagdo-drawing tayo eh. So, halimbawa, nag-drawing tayo ng tao, masyado maliit yung kamay o kinalabasan o kaya masyado malapad yung balikat. So, hindi proportion yung nagagawa natin. So, proportion again deals with the ratio of one part to another or one part of a subject or an object in the artwork to the other parts of the whole. Next is we have emphasis. So, we are going to emphasize, again, diba, sa first discussion natin in Unit 2, we have subject. So, in order for us to focus on the subject, kasi as we have said, subject is our focus or the center of the attention in the artwork. Now, in order for us to focus on the subject, of course, we have to emphasize the subject. And how are we going to emphasize the subject? We can achieve that through size, variation of size, through manipulation of shape, manipulation of color, brush strokes, or combinations of the following. Say, for example, here in this picture, we achieved the emphasis by the manipulation of color. So everything else here in this painting is warm color or belongs to the warm color palette, okay? Pero yung subject natin or yung topic natin, siya ay dinrawing or pinaint using cool color. Okay? So makikita natin dito, she is being emphasized kasi siya lang yung naiiba. Okay? Kaya siya na-emphasize kasi she is foregrounded through the use of colors. Next is we have harmony. So this refer to parang even though a certain artwork has different elements or different parts, it still creates something na is united. Hindi nag-aaway-away yung mga elements with one another. So they are creating harmony. So, halimbawa, gagawa tayo ng katulad nito, ng artwork na to, iba't ibang kulay yung ginamit, pero hindi sila nag-aaway-away sa isa't isa. We get this feeling that they are still harmonious. So, we have to be very keen about creating harmony in artworks, especially if we are painting, okay? Yung color combination, yun din yung mahalaga. So, bakit ba tayo nagko-color combination? It's because of harmony. We are trying to make the things or the elements inside an artwork harmonious. So what about contrast? If there is harmony which aims to create unity, we also have contrast. So this is when we are trying to parang create a gap between two elements. Okay, so we put contrasting either colors, contrasting shapes. So as in one object may be made stronger compared to another object. So contrast is also done in order to emphasize something. So kung naalala nyo kanina yung previous example natin for emphasis, 'di ba? We can see the contrast in color in order to emphasize the subject or the topic. So, contrasting colors, we have warm colors and cool colors. They are totally different. So, they are contrasting and yet they were made to emphasize the subject. So, it's really important to know also how to contrast things. So, gaya nito, ayan, so depicting a fire. Okay? So, we have contrast. Pero still, it's effective to represent what a fire looks like. And lastly, we have variation. So, natalakay na rin natin siya kanina. So, we have variation. In order for an artwork to not look boring, we have to create variation. Halimbawa, merong mga parts na maliliit, merong parts na malalaki, or may mga parts na malalapad, may mga parts na maninipis. So, that variation also helps in order to excite the viewer and to allow the eye to rest. So, it's important for us to have variation. That's why kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng mga photo shoot, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng lahat ng model nakatayo. May mga ibang models na nakaupo, may mga ibang models na nakahiga. So that is creating variation. So to create parang an effect of excitement and allowing the viewer's eye to rest. Okay, so that ends our second lesson for Unit 2. So the last one would be about media and artists and artisans. So I'm going to record this right after this video. So I'm going to upload it na magkakasama para iisa lang yung mapag-aaralan nyo for Unit 2. And yun din, dahil na-discuss na natin tong elements, pwede nyo na rin tong gamitin as reference to your midterm exams na diniscuss ko na rin sa inyo. Okay, pwede nyo siyang gamitin as source. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.